since we last spoke, you've become somewhat of a TikTok star. Tell me about that.
Completely accidental in the sense that I did a lot of podcast appearances. I basically say yes to a lot of podcasts, and my argument is very simple. Whether the audience is 100 or a million, spending half an hour talking to 100 or a million people simultaneously is mostly a better use of your time than speaking to people one at a time. I think, if you can amplify what you have to say and you get a chance to do so, do it. And over the years, from early kind of recorded TED Talks, going back to the 2009, 2008, that kind of period, there's a lot of me out there. And a guy called Toby, started just taking clips. He sort of effectively took clips of various things I've said over the last 10 years and TikTokified them. By the way, I'm not complaining about this at all. He did it entirely off his own bat. It was something that, it never really occurred to me as a 58-year-old man that I had a future on TikTok. And it was one of those perfect examples of what I talk about, which is you should actually test mad things because they work surprisingly often, and when they do work, they work surprisingly well. And so the first I really knew about it, apart from my children saying, "Dad, you're a fat 58-year-old man, what the hell are you doing on TikTok?" The next I knew, I was occasionally being mobbed by school children. It was most bizarre. Only today, my dentist said, "Don't I know you?" I mean, new dentist, I've never met him before. And he said, "Don't I know you from somewhere? I'm sure you seem familiar." Sure enough, same thing. And the reach of TikTok is genuinely extraordinary. I mean, it is absolutely on a scale that it's hard to envisage. But no, I think what's very interesting, and is that what you might call the indiscriminate reach of TikTok is extraordinary in the sense that, obviously, the views I might have on YouTube are basically people who are already interested in what I'm talking about to some extent, and they're therefore self-selecting and fairly homogeneous. Whereas this is a completely new audience, and all the more welcome for it, I suppose, even though it was never part of my intention.